Shabbat
Shabbat
Shalom.
Shalom. Good Shabbos, everybody. Welcome. My name is Jason Feddy.
I'm Rabbi Marcia Tilchin.
And are we sitting at appropriate distance?
Well, let's go like
So do that.
That feels right. Hi.
Yeah, very good. So it's Shabbos. We're doing a thing online.
I feel bad that we're not together with our friends, but well, it could feel a little bit lonesome.
Are you lonesome tonight, Rabbi?
I'm not lonesome tonight.
You're not lonesome?
But I'll be probably a little lonesome on Shabbat. So we're thrilled to be able to bring you this little shared conversation, Jason and myself. We're going to try to do it on a weekly basis.
Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight?
I don't, because you're right here.
Yeah, that's right. Are you sorry we drifted apart? Does your memory stray to a bright summer day when I kissed you? Chas v'chalila, you're the rabbi and I'm married anyway.
On my cheek, you can kiss me.
And called you sweetheart, Rabbi Sweetheart.
Yeah.
That's your new nickname.
Google it.
Do the chairs in your parlor seem empty and bare?
Yes, they do.
Do you gaze at your doorstep and picture me there leaving? Is your heart filled with pain? Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome tonight? I'm a little lonesome, not being able to be around people. It's not a nice thing.
It's been hard for me too. On one hand, my whole family's home, which was great for like the first 30 hours.
30 minutes.
But now everybody's home all the time. Everybody's going to school online and they're doing their work, and it's kind of making me nuts. And we eat every meal together. I have to say,
I think that sounds nice.
I'm not lonesome, but I'm like a little overwhelmed.
Really?
But I miss my friends. I miss them terribly.
Yeah, no, it's a drag. And it's a weird thing not being able to get proximity to people. Did you ever smoke cigarettes? No.
I mean, I can't say I never tried one, but not really. I was never a smoker.
I was a big smoker, big time. Olympic smoker.
Okay,
Smoked
sorry
for
to hear
England,
that,
actually.
like-
Very famous
You
for that.
smoked for England.
But I don't smoke anymore. But I do. If I go into a building and it says no smoking,
Yeah.
I just want to smoke. I don't normally want to smoke. I'm not interested in smoking. But no smoking, it's because I'm a contrarian,
Okay.
you see.
Yeah.
And this thing of not being allowed to
Touch people.
touch
Which
people,
is why we have
the
to.
whole thing, right, is not, it's not, I just want to hug everybody. I just want to, our neighbour, I hate my neighbour. I never talk to them. He's a
You shouldn't
creepy,
hate anybody, Jason.
he's
You
a
should not
creep.
hate
I know, I can't help it. Creepy old man. But now I just want to hug him. Because we're not allowed. Everybody, the rabbi's wife, everybody not allowed to touch them. I want to get hold of it. Good.
No, I want to talk to you about this. You know
Yeah.
that this is actually a very Jewish move.
Everything's a Jewish move to you.
It's true.
Everything. Oh,
No, but this
computers
really
definitely.
is.
The computer invented by a Jew. Or yeah, guitars. Very
I tell
Jewish.
you, the
In the
Jews.
Torah, the
have been-
Rickenbacker was.
The Jews have been using the elbow for years,
No,
decades. Yes,
that's
they have.
nonsense. But there are some rules. There are halachic rules which some of us follow, some of us don't. Okay, but these new rules, very important, and the distancing,
Yes.
very important. We do have to follow these rules. So
But this can also be used for something else.
halachically, there are lots of rules, and some of us follow them, some of us don't. Blah blah blah. These new rules, though, are very important. It's very important.
Well,
this
certainly
thing.
when it comes to health and in Judaism,
Not just our own health, though. The spread of
of course.
It's not just about ourselves.
And I think that all Jewish law has both sort of the sense of how to keep community, but also how to protect the broader world. I think that's always on the mind of our lawmakers. What's so interesting about the elbow is that in this week's Parsha, which begins with, we're reading the end of the book of Exodus by Yakel Pekude, and right at the beginning of this Parsha it says, "These are the things that the Lord has commanded you to do. On 6 days work may be done. On the seventh you will have a day of complete rest, holy to the Lord. Listen to this. Whoever does any work shall be put to death. You shall kindle no fire throughout your settlements on the Sabbath day. So, okay, kindle no fire. Why? What does that mean? What's a fire? And of course, with the advent of electricity and how things changed over the millennia, is opening up an electric current the equivalent of kindling a fire?
Well,
Some say
rabbis
yes,
have
some
said,
say
well,
no.
you
Right.
know.
So one of the things that you're supposed to do is, enjoy your Shabbos. It's called Oneg Shabbat. Everything's supposed to be beautiful. So the last thing you're supposed to do is sit in the dark, in the cold, on Shabbat. So what happens is you leave a light on Shabbat in your house, and then lo and behold, someone's throwing a ball in the house and it hits the light socket and the light's out. And now you still have like 8 more hours of
You have to
Shabbos.
call
and you
Elvis
don't
Presley, famously a Shabbos Goy, or Harry Truman, and he'll come over.
Yes!
Right.
Elvis Presley. Are you lonesome tonight? Oh,
I
that's
knew
so
there was a
funny.
reason why we sang that song.
Yes. But there is sort of a concept in Jewish law, which is that if you do something differently, like oseh b'shinui, do something with a change, it shows that your real intent is not to do that thing. So there have been many a light switch in the last X years that people have like done with their elbow because that's not how you know. Yeah. So now Shinui, right? Do you normally flip on a light switch with?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So that's fine. So look at this. Let's do
Right.
this.
That is like, right.
There you
okay.
go.
But this is last not Shinui, because normally we would shake.
Don't touch me.
Right,
Exactly.
exactly. Goodness
So
me.
there you go.
Something
I just wanted to share
interesting.
that little bit of Torah with you
Let me
tonight.
ask you a question
What?
about this. So there's the line there, you just read it and you went over it, you said, anybody who does any work shall be put to death.
It's pretty harsh, isn't it?
It is harsh. And I've done work on Shabbos, I must say, and I'm still alive thus far. How do we
They say
understand this?
one way to understand everything in the Torah and also in a lot of our prayers, which almost seem too good to be true. God can't be all loving and all knowing and all compassionate, and then
The terrible things happen.
and so vengeful sometimes. So I think there's a notion that in our scriptures there's the aspirational quality of everything. The idea being, put to death is pretty harsh. I think they were trying to make a statement in the writings of our Tanakh, because again, it's sort of like, just think about human psychology. If someone says, "Look, if you speed on the road, you'll never die." If you knew that nothing bad would happen to you if you didn't, right? So I think the idea is you have to sort of be aware that there's a real potential for something fatal or horrible to happen if you don't take something to heart. And the idea was taking the day of rest to heart was very important. And it was unprecedented until we got this law. That's one of the greatest gifts that the Jewish people have given to humanity.
So the world, yeah. Just think of a time when there was no rest. I mean, there's no, you had this taking one day out a week, an island in time is, I'm sure, it's been said by many people.
By the way, and of course,
So
the rabbis
important.
understood. I mean, everybody understood that people worked on Shabbat and weren't stoned to death. So I think the conversation is more like, what can we do to make sure that we do our best to observe the laws of Sabbath?
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to talk to you. You and I talked about acknowledging some of our landsmen that are mentioned in the news, and there is a Jew in the news.
Jews in the news.
Jews in the news. It's
Awesome.
time. Yeah, and there was
We've had
somebody
Marsha on the Parsha, and now we're doing Jews in the news.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about this man who is on my mind.
Yes, Michelle Sharma.
We're just, so it says the former leader of the Milan Jewish community died of
The coronavirus, yeah. And Milan's like the epicenter, Italy, the worst place at the time of recording, the worst place hit, the most deaths. So, but Milan is the epicenter in Italy,
yeah.
and so really, he wasn't a young man, he was 79, but not a terribly old man either.
He passed away at the age of 79 on Monday, and it just made me think about the fact that this virus, which is going around and obviously really has a life of its own in terms of its exponential potential to do damage, or its potential to do exponential damage. There are no barriers. It doesn't matter who you are and what you
community,
and every person,
Yeah.
regardless of religion, race, creed, and even age. I also read today that some younger people are quite ill, are struggling in the New York area. It's not just people who are older that need to be concerned. So, this is sort of connected to this, that we are we are together, apart,
Yeah.
and celebrating Shabbos with the people that we love and who we care about in a new way.
Just trying to sort of bring our neighbours together, when we're not really supposed to be physically together. We're not the only ones, of course. This is the new normal, isn't it? Really. What do people do if, for example, I have a Yortzeit on Sunday. My father's Yortzeit is this coming Sunday, so I'm going to want to say Kaddish. Now, traditionally, you have to meet with 10 people, a quorum, a minyan of 10 people. If you're Orthodox, 10 men. So what do people do in those situations?
So there's a number of different views on this, but this is what we are in. What people would say is sha'at hadacha, which is just truly an emergency situation, a time of emergency. And the most important thing, the most important law, speaking of Jewish law above anything, is to save a life.
Yeah.
So more than praying 3 times a day or saying Kaddish in a minyan where there are people present, we in the same way that we have these opportunities to share Shabbat over the internet, some people feel that it's okay to be able to say Kaddish in a quorum of 10 on Zoom. And so because the idea is you need people to say Amen to your glorification of God.
Yeah.
And so the idea is if you can see 10 people and they can hear you and you can hear them, again, not everybody agrees with this. Different law committees would say different things. Some say that there actually have to be 10 people together, and then anybody else on the line can still, it has fulfilled their obligation by zooming in, so to speak.
Right. And I would venture that, businesses have been doing this forever, doing this online meetings and whatever. It's been going on for a long time.
Sure.
But other organisations that are not used to doing it are going to begin doing it. 12-step meetings are happening online.
Yep.
With
People need
Zoom.
those.
And that's the way you've got to do it.
And thank God we have the creativity and the technology. But one of the things I will say, and you can find this on the collaborative website, is that we are linking to different daily minyanim that are being streamed or zoomed in, and so you will be able to either on your own or through some links that we provide, be able to find the minyan, so you can say Kaddish for your dad. And I think that we should conclude with a Shabbos song.
Okay.
And
which Shabbos song would you like to conclude with?
I'm thinking maybe.
Oh, and by the way,
yes, sir.
You mentioned it just now. Where I'm from, in Leeds in England,
yes.
It's very particular. It seems to me to this particular place. You may have heard this before. When a person dies, or when a person's got a Yortzeit, you say to the next of kin who's mourning or saying Kaddish, you say, "I wish you a long life."
Mm-hmm.
It's we say it to each other. I've said it to people here, and they go, "Huh?"
It's not an American custom. It's a South African custom. That's where I've learned it, and it's quite lovely. I've started to adopt that myself.
I wish you a long life. So we wish you everybody a long life, mourning or not mourning. We wish you all a very long and healthy life. So, which Shabbos song would you like to do, Rabbi Marsha?
Well, let's do Vishamra.
Okay. Is this good key?
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat l'dorot ha'perim olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat l'dorot ha'perim olam.
B'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, אותי לעולם תודי ושמרו
בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
ששת ימים
What happened?
עשה אדוני,
Yeah.
עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
And coronavirus.
Well, you know, he made everything. What are you going to do?
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את
השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום
ומשמיע שבת ונפש, שבת ונפש.
שבת וינפש.
So good they named it thrice.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
That was beautiful, very nice. Good Shabbos, everyone, from the Jewish Collaborative Orange County website, jewishcollaborative.oc.org. See you next time. Be safe.